Analyzing Consumer Markets Chapter 6. Marketers need to understand consumers' thoughts, emotions, and behaviors while providing value to each target customer.
A holistic marketing approach involves comprehending customers from all angles, including their daily lives and evolving needs, to effectively target the right products. Consumer behavior examines how individuals, groups, and organizations purchase, use, and dispose of goods, services, ideas, and experiences to meet their needs. Marketers must understand both consumer behavior theory and practice. Culture, subculture, and social class affect consumer buying behavior. Different cultures instill different values and beliefs, which shape people's desires and actions. To effectively market existing products and find new opportunities, marketers must carefully consider cultural values in each country. Subcultures within cultures reinforce identification and socialization based on nationality, religion, race, and geography. Big, wealthy subcultures get special marketing plans from companies. Social stratification is common in humans. Social stratification refers to a society's categorization of its people into groups based on socioeconomic factors like wealth, income, race, education. Social classes are hierarchical groups of people with similar interests, values, and behaviors. In different places, social class influences product and brand preferences. Social factors, including reference groups, family, and social roles, influence consumer buying behavior. Reference groups influence individuals' attitudes and behavior directly and indirectly. Secondary groups like religious or professional associations require less frequent interaction than membership groups like family, friends, and coworkers. Reference groups introduce new behaviors, shape attitudes and self-concept, and put them under pressure to conform, which affects their product and brand choices. Aspirational and dissociative groups have the power to sway individuals. Marketers need to find and work with informal advisors and information providers for specific products or categories when the influence of reference groups is high. Opinion leaders are confident, socially active, and product category users. Marketers target opinion leaders based on their media preferences, demographics, and psychographics. Cliques, small groups with frequent interactions, are important in interpersonal communication. They improve communication but restrict new ideas.
For information exchange, cliques must be open.
According to Malcolm Gladwell, there are three factors that generate public interest in an idea. The law of the few involves knowledgeable mavens, well-connected connectors, and persuasive salesmen. Word of mouth is important, especially from trusted friends. Some word-of-mouth tactics border on unethical. One controversial method, shill marketing or stealth marketing, pays people to anonymously promote a product or service in public without disclosing their financial relationship to the sponsoring firm. Shill marketing is also a problem online, where the legitimacy of a customer or so-called expert reviewer may be hard to verify. A shill is a deceptive person who pretends not to work for a business to gain trust. Shill marketing involves using shills to dishonestly persuade people to buy products, often leading to customer deception. Stealth marketing, also called buzz marketing, subtly promotes products and fosters brand loyalty through unethical tactics. Product placement, seen in movies, TV shows, bench ads, bus ads, etc., is a prevalent form of stealth marketing. Family is the main reference group that people buy things for.
The buyer's orientation family includes parents and siblings, and the reproduction family includes a spouse and children.
Parents can shape their kids' behavior with little interaction. Marketers should target both men and women as traditional purchasing roles change.
Women value family and friends, while men value competition and action.
Television product tie-ins target younger kids. Brands and advertising can be recognized by age 2, persuasive intent by 6 or 7, and discrepancies between messages and products by 9 or 10. Being in a group affects how we act and what rules we follow. As we try to get ahead in society, the roles and status of these groups affect the products we buy. Jobs in the economy influence product development. Brands are influenced by personalities. as consumers prefer similar brands. Subculture, social class, and occupation affect people's lifestyles. Lifestyles define brands and long-term choices depend on values.
Age, occupation, values, and personality affect behavior.
Major life events, family life cycles, and age affect purchases. Marketers need to track these to study customers. In marketing, perception is more important than reality because it shapes how people act. It involves choosing, arranging, and analyzing data to make sense of the world. Sensory marketing appeals to consumers' senses and changes how they see, judge, and act. It involves all 5 senses. Sensory marketing can change how people think about a product's abstract or specific qualities.
Marketers create the impressions they want by using smells, sounds, visual cues, and tactile elements. Considerations are different for each sense.
Some people have a higher need to touch, which affects how products are judged. Smell-encoded information can help people make better decisions about products and help them remember things for longer.
The way something sounds and is said can affect how it is perceived,
while the way something is packaged and called can affect how it tastes. Consumers' opinions of a product are affected by visual effects and illusions. As well as physical stimuli, the environment and personal circumstances also affect how people see things. Selective attention, distortion, and retention can make different people see the same thing. With selective attention, you ignore some things and pay attention to others. The average person sees more than 1,500 ads or brand communications every day, so it's important to pay attention selectively. With so much going on, marketers have to find a way to get people's attention. What people notice depends on their current needs, what they expect to happen, and how much they differ from the norm. Even if you use selective filtering, things like sudden offers can still get your attention.
Marketers can get around filters that only pay attention to certain things by using intrusive methods to promote their products.
When people interpret information based on what they already think, this is called selective distortion. Even if you notice it, stimuli can be changed to fit your ideas. Blind taste tests show that people's opinions about a product change when they know who makes it. Consumers' beliefs about a brand or product can have a big effect on how they see it, making them see differences even when the product hasn't changed. When consumers change neutral or unclear information about a brand to see it in a more positive light, this is called selective distortion. Depending on the brand, coffee, cars, and bank lines may taste better, drive better, and have shorter wait times. Selective retention is remembering what you already know.
We remember products we like, but we forget about products that compete with them.
This bias favors strong brands and constant marketing. Subliminal perception, which involves sending messages to people without their knowledge, has not been shown to change consumers' deep-seated beliefs or important attitudes. Marketers can't reliably change what people feel deep down. Learning is the process of gaining knowledge and changing behavior through experience. It involves the interactions of drives, stimuli, cues, responses, and reinforcement. Stimuli discrimination helps people differentiate similar stimuli and change their responses.
Positive reinforcement, strong drives, and motivating cues can help people learn.
Inferences and results influence cognitive learning. Memory temporarily and permanently stores information to fill knowledge gaps.
Memories are encoded, retrieved, and interpreted. Retrieving memories is influenced by retrieval cues, interference, and natural loss of memories over time.
Consumers' buying decisions are influenced by psychological processes. Marketers should ask important questions about people's behavior to learn who, what, when, where, how, and why they buy things. Companies need to understand the whole buying decision process, which includes learning about, choosing, using, and getting rid of a product. Scholars have made a model of the 5 steps that consumers usually take: recognizing a problem, looking for information, weighing the pros and cons of different options, making a purchase decision, and acting after the purchase. Consumer buying involves problem recognition, information search, option evaluation, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior.
Pre- and post-sale. Marketers should be aware that consumers may buy unplanned items on impulse.
Marketers must engage customers throughout the buying process. The buying process begins with problem recognition, which can be triggered by internal or external stimuli. Advertising and personal desires can create needs. Information search stage, 2 levels of involvement with search heightened attention, simply becoming more receptive to information about products. Example pays attention to camera ads, cameras used by friends, and conversations. Active information search, in which it looks for readying materials, calls friends, asks people, and gathers information in other ways to know about the product. Major information sources to which consumers will turn fall into 4 groups: personal, family, friends, neighbors, acquaintances, commercial.
Advertising, websites, emails, salespersons, dealers, packaging, displays, public.
Mass media, social media, consumer rating organizations, experiential.
Handling, examining, using the product. Many physical and mental needs motivate people.
Psychogenic needs, like the need to be seen or accepted, come from mental states, while biologic needs come from physical tension, like hunger or pain. Strong needs drive us.
Motivated people choose their goals and work hard to reach them.
Ernest Dichter and other psychologists used in-depth interviews and projective methods to find out what these reasons were. Abraham Maslow says that urgency determines what people need. Safety, social needs, self-esteem, and growing as a person come after physiological needs. Most urgent needs are met first. The laddering method helps researchers discover deeper reasons. A technique called laddering lets us trace a person's motivations from the stated instrumental ones to the more terminal ones.
Then the marketer can decide at what level to develop the message and appeal.
People who are hungry care more about food and water than about art, social approval, and clean air. After basic physical needs are met, the next need in the hierarchy becomes important. Information searchers compare competitor features. This process takes into account all brands, including brands that the consumer already knows, brands that meet their initial buying criteria, and strong contenders. A consumer's decision-making process involves awareness, thought, and sets of options.
Market partitioning makes it easier to make decisions.
This hierarchy shows customer groups based on key characteristics. Businesses must choose their customers. How product information is presented affects search. Marketers must understand choice set, competitors, information sources, and how well communication works. Product information presentation affects online search. Marketers should also know the consumer's competitors, how important different information sources are, and how to use this information to create effective target market communications. Consumers compare brands and value them during this stage. Consumer evaluation models suggest that most decisions are conscious and logical. Consumers want products with specific benefits. Each product's features vary in their benefit delivery. Consumers focus on product attributes that provide the benefits they want. Market segments can be based on consumer groups' benefits and traits.
Beliefs and attitudes affect purchases. Beliefs describe an object or idea, while attitudes are long-term evaluations, feelings, and tendencies.
Because attitudes are hard to change, a company's product should match people's feelings.
According to the expectancy value model, consumers evaluate products based on brand qualities.
By understanding how consumers value and think about different things, marketers can predict and change what choices people make. Real repositioning, psychological repositioning, competitive depositioning, changing importance weights, highlighting overlooked features, and shifting buyer ideals can change consumer wants. In the purchase decision stage, consumers choose a brand they like and buy it. Choosing the brand, dealer, amount, when to buy, and how to pay is part of purchasing. Consumers often use non-compensatory models to choose products. Heuristics, or mental shortcuts, help shoppers choose. 3 common choice heuristics are: conjunctive heuristic. It sets minimum thresholds for attributes to make a decision. Lexicographic heuristic. It chooses the best brand based on the most important feature.
Elimination by aspects heuristic. This method compares brands by using probabilistically chosen attributes.
The heuristic depends on how well you know the brand, how many choices you have, how much time you have, and the social situation. Consumers may combine multiple decision rules. Choice architecture, which is how decisions are set up and presented, can affect how people choose. Small changes to the environment can have an effect on how people act. Two things can affect our decision to buy: how other people see our choice and how much we want to make them happy. Consumer reports and customer reviews can have an effect on evaluations. Unexpected events, like losing a job or having a bad experience with a salesperson, can also affect a person's decision to buy. Risks like functional, physical, financial, social, psychological, and time-related issues can stop preferences and plans from turning into actual purchases. Perceived risk is based on how much money is involved, how uncertain the product is, and how confident the consumer is in themselves. Consumers can lower their risk by asking friends or using national brand names and warranties. Marketers must figure out what these risks are and try to reduce them. After buying a product, customers may feel uneasy if they notice bad features or hear good things about other brands. Marketers should support the consumer's decision and make them feel good about the brand. Satisfaction after a purchase depends on how well the product performs compared to what was expected. Satisfaction leads to repeat purchases and good word of mouth, while dissatisfaction can cause customers to stop using a product, send it back, or complain. Using post-purchase communications, marketers can reduce the number of returns and cancellations. How often a product is sold depends on how people use and dispose of it. Marketers can encourage replacement by tying it to holidays or events and giving information about how the product works or how it is used. Consumer choices are affected by how much variety and involvement they want. For low-involvement decisions, central or peripheral cues can have an effect depending on the consumer's motivation, knowledge, and available time.
Variety-seeking behavior is low involvement but involves big differences between brands, which leads to switching brands for variety.
Market leaders and challengers take different approaches to these behaviors. Behavioral decision theory, BDT, and behavioral economics highlight that consumers don't always make rational decisions and can be influenced by various factors.
Some key findings include:
if one option isn't as good as the others, customers are more likely to choose something else. Even if they aren't the best, consumers often choose compromise options. The choices consumers make can change their tastes and preferences. Focusing on one option makes it more appealing and likely to be chosen. Consumers are more likely to pay more for features or a well-known brand if they think those features or brand are worth it. People may buy things on sale to avoid regret. Consumers' choices can be affected by small changes in the way different descriptions are written. Consumers often overestimate their emotional reactions and how much they will buy in the future. Consumers try to avoid extra features and low-value premiums. They're influenced by what other people buy, even if they think it doesn't matter. The endings and trends of past events have a big impact on how people see them. Consumers often overthink big decisions. Consumer behavior is personal and depends on the situation. This is very important for marketers to know. By looking at decision heuristics, framing, and other effects of context, behavioral economics has put traditional economic theories and ideas about rationality to the test. Decision heuristics can predict how people will act. The availability heuristic can overestimate how likely certain things are to happen. Comparing results is part of the representativeness heuristic. Consumers use mental accounting to classify and evaluate financial outcomes.
People often separate gains from losses, add losses to gains, add smaller losses to larger gains, or separate small gains from large losses.
Prospect theory says that people tend to think about their choices in terms of what they will gain and what they will lose. Prospect theory has an effect on these mental accounting rules.
Thank you.